Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. If you're new here, my name is Brian Craig, and I stream every day of the week. So welcome. If you're new here, please subscribe, click that notification bell, and everyone like the video. We've got lots to talk about on the stream today. You know, the left-wing media meltdown, the Democrat meltdown, the White House meltdown, just the whole world of liberalism is having a complete meltdown ever since the sale went through with Elon Musk buying Twitter. And, I was just watching, right before I started the stream here, I was just watching something online about the Tesla satellite phone, which is probably going to replace the iPhone and Androids that we currently have. They got all the satellites up there, and I was looking over some of the features of the Tesla phone. I can't wait for that one. I'm really looking forward to that Tesla phone. What about you guys? Oh, man, it looks amazing. We don't have a release date yet, but it's far in advance of any cell phone we have out there. It's really amazing how Elon Musk, with what I call his coming down the escalator moment, he is just amazing, almost as amazing as President Trump. So we got a lot going on here. I want to get through a few stories here in the beginning. We will get into the AOC Meltdown. But what better way to start the morning than listening to Jen Psaki? I thought Jen Psaki took a job at MSNBC. What happened with that? When does she leave? Right? When does she go and work for MSNBC where none of us will ever see her? Because is there anyone watching this stream that watches MSNBC? Not me. But she took this job weeks ago, I heard it announced. Maybe it's like months, it seems like. Isn't there a conflict of interest between her now accepting a job with MSNBC and being here at the White House every day? Well, anyway, Jen Psaki, she's talking about the wall. Okay. The border wall is faulty. No, it's incomplete. When you build, as Trump calls it, a big, beautiful wall. I call the southern border wall myself, and I know a lot of you probably do too, the Great Wall of Trump, right? I love how they say the border wall is faulty. Well, if you don't finish it, right? If you don't finish it and there's huge gaps in the wall, no, it doesn't work. I mean, a wall only works if it's the full length. I mean, what they basically have done since they stopped the construction of the Great Wall of Trump on the southern border, they've just, created just a pathway to go, because you got to go through certain areas to get through the wall. But let's see what else Psaki has to say.
Because we don't have smart security. We spent years investing in a faulty border wall that was never going to be an effective mechanism.
It was never going to be an effective mechanism. Meanwhile, she's in a building that is completely surrounded by a wall, right? And it should be. It's a fence, but it's a wall, right? The White House. If the White House fence wasn't complete and it had huge gaps in it, yeah, people would just walk right in, right? I mean, it makes absolutely no sense at all. Yeah, they just love not having a southern border. Oh, here she is talking about the Putin price hikes.
I mean, we saw, and I talked about this a little bit earlier, even as it relates to the recent, the inflation data that came out today. We know that 61% of that is driven by by energy costs, by Putin's invasion into Ukraine, and we need to continue to take every step we can, whether that's working with Congress, considering what authorities we have, continuing to ensure we take steps to make sure the supply meets the demand out there.
Okay. Now, is it at all possible? Now, I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. Is it possible that the Biden regime established the Ministry of Disinformation to police themselves? This it's so interesting how little they think of the American people, how stupid they think the American people are, right? This Putin price hike crap they've been trying to sell us. Putin price hike. Does anyone buy that? I mean, if you go and look at your goods and services that that you get from around the world and things you order, where's it made? Probably China. How many things do you possess that come from Russia, right? And, it's just stupid. And this is why they have the Ministry of Disinformation. They feel that if they could control the flow of information, that we would believe this Putin price hike line of BS that they keep trying to sell to us. If we only controlled everything, if we just didn't have like a free people that could read. Oh my goodness. This is just a very interesting story I just came across this morning. I woke up in bed and I got out my iPhone, which I'll be happy to replace with the Tesla phone when that comes out. I'm hoping, that Tesla phone is a satellite phone, and Elon Musk has, I don't know how many satellites in low Earth orbit. You know that the Tesla phone has built-in Wi-Fi to connect to the satellites in orbit, which I think is absolutely amazing. But this story I just came across lying in bed this morning, and I thought it was so interesting. If you could imagine, if this story had the names of Hunter and Joe replaced with Donald Trump and Don Jr., there'd be just media meltdowns over it. Look at this. Joe Biden used the alias of a KGB spy from Tom Clancy novels in emails found on the Hunter Biden laptop. Is this like weird or what? Look at this. Joe Biden wrote to his crack-addicted son, it doesn't say crack-addicted, I added that, Hunter, and others close to him, using the pseudonym Peter Henderson. Peter Henderson is a fictional Soviet Union-era spy in several Tom Clancy novels who infiltrated the U.S. government. Oh, man. Don't forget your Pampers, by the way. Oh, man. I'm glad those days are over. I used to change my daughter's diapers. Oh, man. Changing diapers actually was not that bad. I thought when my daughter was born, she came home from the hospital, I was a little worried about the diapers. But it's not really bad changing diapers. I don't know. But anyway, why is he using a KGB spy pseudonym, Joe Biden? Very interesting. The messages contained on Hunter's, this is in the New York Post, by the way. The messages contained on Hunter's abandoned laptop appear to indicate, and this laptop from hell, this laptop from hell is a very historically significant piece of machinery. When I was in college studying history, I had this liberal lunatic college professor, and he used to tell us the two most destructive devices ever invented. Do you know what they were? My liberal history professor. He told me, of course, the A-bomb, right, that we dropped on Japan, 2 of them. But what do you think was the second most destructive device ever invented, according to the liberal history professor? It's very interesting how inventions change things. The cotton gin. He would tell us the cotton gin was equally as destructive as the A-bomb because cotton became more profitable, and that's when slavery increased or something. This Hunter Biden laptop is one of the most historically significant pieces of machinery ever introduced into society. The Hunter Biden laptop is why Elon Musk owns Twitter today and has taken the liberal bully pulpit away from them and is returning it to the free people of the planet Earth. It's really amazing because I know everyone's saying Babylon B, Babylon B. Babylon B was the straw that broke the camel's back. But when Twitter came down silencing the New York Post over the October surprise of the Trump campaign, which was the Hunter Biden laptop, that they had a short-term victory, right? What's that thing? You win the battle but lose the war, and that Hunter Biden laptop really has just transformed and liberated our society because If the Hunter Biden laptop story had not been suppressed by Officer and a Gentleman, the musical, I don't know. Anybody want to see that? Let me scroll down here. I don't know. I'm not into Officer and a Gentleman, the musical. Doesn't sound too good to me. But anyway, if that Hunter Biden laptop story had not been silenced by Twitter, I don't think Elon Musk would have ended up buying Twitter. So, there you go. It's a very significant piece of machinery. But anyway, the messages contained on Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop appear to indicate that then Vice President Biden started using the fictitious Moles moniker in October 2016, that of a Russian spy, while forwarding a YouTube video to his son Hunter, brother Jim, daughter-in-law Haley, as well as his sister and longtime political strategist Valerie Biden Owens. Out of all of these people, Hunter, Jim, Haley, the sister Joe, how many of them have substance abuse problems, do you think? Biden sent the message using an email address with the username 67 Stingray, a reference to his beloved 67 vet. The name attached to Biden's 67 Stingray account at the time was Peter Henderson, which matches the name of the KGB spy in Tom Clancy's popular Jack Ryan series. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine if President Trump were using the pseudonym of a fictitious KGB spy? Could you imagine what they would be saying? They'd be, oh, we know we got him! You got him! And why, of all pseudonyms, why would he use one of a KGB spy from a Tom Clancy book? That I do not know. Oh, man. By the way, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone like the video if you don't mind. Oh, boy. What a day. What a day. Just great news. The Democrats, the Bidens, they've had nothing but losses, right? I mean, they just don't have, if you think about it, and I'll just go back to the botched Afghanistan withdrawal. What a disaster that was. A withdrawal worse than even that in Saigon. And who would have thought, right? The helicopter leaving the U.S. Embassy in Saigon, such a humiliation for the United States. Who would have thought something worse than that could have happened? It happened in Afghanistan. But if you just start from then, has there been one day when the Biden regime had a positive story? I don't know. I don't think. Now this story here, if you're not sitting down, you're going to want to sit down for it. That's why I switched the screens, because I want to prepare you for this next story, which I also saw this morning in the New York Post, which is confusing. Before I show you this story, give me a yes or no in the chat room. A yes or no. Do you trust Donald Trump? My answer is yes. I trust Donald Trump. Do you trust Donald Trump? Yes or no? And this next story, I want to see some answers before I share the story. Do you trust Donald Trump? Yes or no? My answer is yes. I trust Donald Trump. Yes, this is a doozy. This is a doozy of a story, okay? Because I trust President Trump with my life. Would you trust Donald Trump with your life? I would trust Donald Trump with my life and the life of my family. I think he's the greatest man ever to be president of the United States, and I love Donald Trump. I just love Donald Trump. Well, we got a lot of yeses. Okay. Now, I want to say that if you're standing, I'm not kidding. This is a doozy of a story. If you were standing, I'm standing. I have a standing desk, so I'm standing. I have a chair, but it's behind my green screen, right? So I can't sit down. But I was laying down in bed reading the news this morning when I came across this story. So sit down. Okay. You ready? This is a doozy. I don't do hype. I don't do clickbait. I don't do hype. If I did, I would have this as the thumbnail. We haven't even gotten AOC yet, right? Okay, here we go. President Trump endorses Mike Pence's brother Greg in congressional re-election bid. I know he looks like Roger Stone a little bit, but that's not Roger Stone. That is Mike Pence's brother, and he has just received the endorsement of President Trump. Former President Donald Trump, this is the New York Post, has endorsed Indiana Congressman Greg Pence, the older brother of former Vice President Mike Pence, in his bid for re-election. Congressman Greg Pence is doing a great job representing the people of Indiana's 6th Congressional District, Trump said in a statement on Friday. I know, it's a doozy, isn't it? I told you, I don't do clickbait, guys. A former first lieutenant in the U.S. Marine Corps, Greg Pence, continues to proudly serve our country in the U.S. House of Representatives. He's working hard to reverse Biden's disastrous record of out-of-control inflation and restore the respect of our country that our country deserves from abroad, President Trump said. He's strong on the border. He protects life. He defends the Second Amendment and supports our brave military and vets. Greg Pence has my complete and total endorsement, President Trump added. I know it's insane. I find it insane, but I trust Trump. Trump knows what he's doing. The endorsement made no mention of the former vice president. The relationship between Trump and Mike Pence, well, has gone down south. But that is, oh my goodness. I know. Before the primary season started, I told you guys, I said, you got to trust in Trump. And this is before he did any really endorsements, right? I said there's going to be endorsements of people that you don't like, that I don't like, that we don't understand. But Trump has a plan. He knows what he's doing. So we got Dr. Oz. We've got J.D. Vance, right, who voted for Hillary. We've got, now we've got the brother of Mike Pence, who looks like Roger Stone, getting the endorsement of President Trump. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Oh man. I trust Trump. You guys trust Trump. I didn't see a single no. And like I say, I trust President Trump with my life and the life of my family. I do. And he's a great man. Very great man. In fact, I'm meeting a buddy of mine this afternoon up at Mar-a-Lago. So, yes. I know this is a doozy. Words escape me on this one. Well, that's a good question, D. What is Mike Pence's relationship with his brother? Now, I have brothers. I have, let's see, 1, 2, I think 3. My dad's been married a whole bunch of times, so, So I have 3 brothers that I know about with like 2 different mothers, so they have 3 brothers with 2 different mothers than mine. So that's 3 mothers in total. And 1 or 2 of them have some interesting, not so proud things in their life. So I wouldn't want to be held accountable. I would like to know the relationship between the 2 because quite frankly, I don't know too much about him. I have heard of him before, but that's just it. I've just heard a mention of him. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what kind of relationship he has with little brother Mikey Pence, who we don't like. But it is a strange endorsement. But, that is just what, well, thank you, evil genius. That's how crazy things are in Washington right now with President Trump. President Trump is draining the Republican swamp right now, and there's just a bunch of strange things going on. And President Trump endorsing the brother of Mike Pence is one of those strange things that's going on. But, Trump is our, he's our only hope, and he's got a big picture. And his first priority is getting rid of Mitch McConnell. And he wants to control the House. So he's trying to fill the House of Representatives up with people that are loyal to him. So I hope he can trust these people. I expect J.D. Vance to screw us over when he's in the Senate, but if we can get Mitch McConnell out of the leadership role, you got to compromise. You can't get everything you want or you'll win nothing. But this is definitely one that shocked the you-know-what out of me. And that's got to be a shocking endorsement. Doesn't he look like Mike Pence? I'm sorry, doesn't he look like Roger Stone at a quick glance? I think he looks like Roger Stone. Oh, boy. All right, so let's get to the to AOC here, who is just a basket case. Now, this is AOC. Tired of having to collectively stress, this is what her tweet that Elon Musk responded to. Tired of having to collectively stress about what explosion of hate crimes is happening because some billionaire with an ego problem unilaterally controls a massive communication platform and skews it because Tucker Carlson or Peter Thiel took him to dinner and made him feel special. And then Elon Musk responded, "Stop hitting on me. I'm really shy." This is AOC's Fear. Let me look her up because let me see. I don't know. Do I follow her on Twitter? I don't. Yeah, I do follow her. She has. This is one of the big fears. She has 12.9 million followers. 12.9 million followers. And these AOC types, by the way, follow me on Twitter. You guys, I know a lot of you are back on Twitter. Hey, Chuck, good morning. I know a lot of you back on Twitter. Brian Craig Show on Twitter. Brian Craig Show on Twitter. And on Truth Social, Real Brian Craig. So follow me. This is my Twitter here. I'm going over. But AOC has 12.9 million followers. And I think what her biggest fear is not that they're losing the control of Twitter. She's very worried about that, and a lot of them, that's a major concern. But to the blue checkmark crowd, which is not blue here because I have a black background and it comes up like this here, but that is a blue checkmark, even though it's silver here or whatever. The blue checkmark crowd, what their biggest fear is, of these 12.9 million followers, how many of them are bots? Because Elon Musk has said that he's going to purge the bots from Twitter. And these people with humongous numbers like AOC and Kim Kardashian, and Joe Biden, how many of their followers are bots? And if you debot this, right? A lot of these people that have 12.9 million followers, like her, she may have 50,000 real followers. I don't know. We don't know what the real number is. But I think it's safe to assume a humongous chunk of that 12.9 million followers she has are bots. Everything I do on all of my platforms is completely organic. Completely organic. I don't do any of those things that boost up followers, and a lot of people do. And you'll see somebody. I was watching someone the other day on YouTube, and they have over 100,000 subs, but their videos only get like 1,300 views. It doesn't compute, does it? You understand what I mean? And when someone like AOC, when her followers are debotted, which will probably, when that happens, when Elon Musk does that, the trending hashtag that day will probably be Botacopolis, right? Or not Acopolis, yeah, I guess Botacopolis. Yeah, it's a hard word to say at this hour of the morning. But when she's debotted and that number, and we start to get the real numbers of followers, AOC's a bot, yeah, maybe. And we start to get the real number of followers to the blue checkmark class, they're going to lose a lot of their influence because we're going to find that a lot of their influence is false. And these people, they don't only have bot followers, they have bot likes and retweets and things like this, even comments. And that is something that is got them frightened beyond imagination because, that's their influence, are their number of followers, likes, and retweets and everything. And when the bots are gone and the real numbers are out there, they're going to lose their influence. And the truth, we'll get to see. Remember, you move the curtain and you see the Wizard of Oz back there is running everything and who he is. when we remove the curtain and see the Wizard of Oz, because these snowflakes, I got to clarify what kind of wizard I'm talking about, if you get my drift. The liberal viewpoint is really a small minority viewpoint in this country. Most people in this country, in my opinion, are conservative. And this thing of her, I'm really looking forward to the bot purge, right? The bot purge from Twitter. And that's why a lot of the blue check marks are leaving Twitter. They want to leave before the bot purge. And because they don't want people to know how few followers they really have that are really followers. Because that would be embarrassing to them because they, live their lives based on all of that fakeness that they put out there. Oh, man. Yeah, guys, please follow me on Twitter. All my show prep I put up on Twitter. Oh, I got to tell you, I got a email yesterday from Mike Lindell at MyPillow, who's, of course, a great supporter and sponsor of all of my content. And when you go to MyPillow.com, use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, and click on the radio listener specials. It says, I'll move out of the way, radio listener specials, and there's Mike Lindell on the radio somewhere, and you click that, and with my promo code Kane, they are having what Mike Lindell is calling the BOGO extravaganza, and there's all these items that are buy one, get one free at MyPillow.com with the promo code Kane. Now, this one, Kathy ordered 4 of these yesterday because it's buy one, get one free. The MyPillow Elegance Pillow, which is a more upscale than the classic MyPillow, with our promo code Kane at checkout, buy one, get one free. So we ordered 4 of them because I wanted one, my wife wanted one, and, of course, my daughter wanted one, and then we'll probably give the other one to my mother for Mother's Day. But buy one, get one free on the Giza Elegance My Pillows, and there's some other BOGOs I'll go over too. And if you want to support my content, a great way to do that is go to My Pillow, take advantage of this. And made with 100% Giza cotton case. So they got it. So this is Giza cotton, like on the bed sheets, and they're a little more upscale, like a fancy hotel pillow. So I'm looking forward to getting that. Oh yes, and on top, now again, it's buy one get one free with my promo code Kane, and you'll see this pop up. You'll get another $10 off the savings. So the promo code Kane, Kane, plus this, you'll save another $10 on your purchases. Some of the other deals here, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, we're going to order 2 more of these because of this. Buy one, get one free with the promo code Kane at checkout. So that's an incredible deal. That's an incredible deal on that one. The MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. Buy one set, get another set free. This is an incredible deal, and still time to order for Mother's Day. And there's many other specials there, too. So go to MyPillow.com and click on the radio listener specials that you see right there. And you'll see all those specials with my promo code Kane. And by the way, when you use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, you are supporting all my content. My YouTube channel, the Steve Kane Radio Show, my podcast, everything I do. And it's greatly appreciated. And the bath mats off. Yeah, we just ordered my daughter. She just got, we got her the neck pillow for when she's traveling on the plane. And then we got her the Roll and Go pillow, which is also buy one, get one free. The towels are the best towels ever made. So these BOGO offers are a pretty good deal, people. Now this, Elon Musk, isn't it amazing? Like every story is like Elon Musk now. But that's the way it is, Yes. This is in Fox News. Liberals meltdown after Musk claims the Democrat Party was hijacked by extremists. The entire Democrat Party is extremist now. And there's always been liberal lunatics, right? There's always been liberal lunatics. And the liberal lunatics are now running the party. And they've been running social media. And there's a big change coming. And, this is the thing about liberals, okay? And there's a common theme I've been talking about a lot in the last few weeks when it comes to the left. The left have no boundaries, right? And once you give in to them, they want something more. right? It started with gay rights, gay marriage, and everything else, and that was all one. So now what are they doing? All this gender confusion stuff. And, Joe Biden has no vision, no agenda other than setting his family up for the rest of their lives financially. He's doing more scams. The reason he goes to Delaware every week is because in Delaware, there's no log as to who he meets with. And when he goes to Delaware on the weekends, that's when he's doing all his dirty dealings. If he does the meetings at the White House, there's a White House visitors log, which will be open to the press and the public. So he's got to go to Delaware every weekend for the deals. And, the biggest takeaway that Miranda Devine, I think, broke in Laptop from Hell, which is a great book. I would recommend the Laptop from Hell audiobook because the guy that reads it does a great job, and it's much more interesting when you're reading it. But the Bidens, you saw how many people that get the money, right? Joe, Hunter, the daughter, Jill, the brother, the sister. I don't know who else is on the payroll. So when they get money, it gets split at least 6 ways. And, in the Laptop from Hell, his brother, just the brother of Joe Biden, was getting $86,000 a month. And the family plan was for Beau Biden to become the senator from Delaware and continue the family business of corruption with Hunter as his money mule. And then sadly he died. And the money gets split so many ways. They've got a lot of addiction issues in that family. They pissed it away. They need the money. He ran so that's all he cares about. So what's happened now is we don't have a leader. We have a corrupt public official who's the most corrupt person to ever be the president of the United States, who's working all these business deals, corrupt business deals in Delaware on the weekend, and he's allowed these lunatics to run the government. And their entire party has been hijacked by extremists. I mean, there's, if you're now serious about this now, Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, liberal Democrats. Bill Clinton and Barack Obama are Reagan conservatives in tone compared to what's running the federal government today. And there's no getting around that. It's that bad. It's that bad. And we're suffering through it. But what happens when you have something that's so radical, there's blowback. They've gone so far to the radical lunatic fringe left with these extremists that the American people are demanding that they move back to a little bit of common sense. Now, this one here, this is an amazing story. I don't think you're going to see this on CNN. Did you know that Jill Biden released a biography? Look at this. Jill Biden biography, a total flop, sold 250 copies in the first week. Look at this. She's wearing fishnet stockings. What is this? She going to see Rocky Horror or something? Jill Biden's biography, this is in the Gateway Pundit. Jill Biden's biography was a total flop, only sold 250 copies in its first week on the market, according to Politico, which is a very liberal news outlet. The Biden White House isn't due to a lack of talent in the press briefing room, but rather due to fulfillment of essential Biden promise to be, okay, I don't know what that is, but she only sold 250 copies. Now, if she told the true story about how while she was married, she was sleeping with Joe and all of that, people might be interested, but look at that, 250 copies. Oh, man. No one's interested in Jill. The one thing about Jill I've noticed more than anything, and maybe you people have noticed too, she cannot walk in high heels. Caitlyn Jenner walks in high heels better than Jill Biden. She just can't do it. What an embarrassment. 250 copies. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, she's not an interesting person. I do like this picture though. This picture here, she kind of looks like Willy Wonka, doesn't she, in that picture? A little bit. Which Willy Wonka? Does she look like the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka there? Oh, man. Yeah, who bought the 250 copies? Who do you think? I don't know. Oh, yeah, don't forget the the Trump rally moved to tomorrow night because of the weather. So I wish it was moved to tonight, Saturday night, because I could stay up late. I got to go to bed early on Sunday night to get up to be on the air on Monday morning. You don't mind the fishnets on Jill Biden? Well, isn't it a little sleazy for the First Lady to be wearing fishnets? Remember what a hard time they gave Melania when she wore that really cool outfit when she went to Egypt? And then she did like this catwalk thing, Melania, in front of the pyramids, and they were calling her a colonizer and offensive because she was wearing the hat of a colonizer and all this crap. And here you've got Jill Biden wearing fishnets, dressed like Willy Wonka from the Chocolate Factory, and not a mention. Now this here I just thought, because I don't think this has gotten enough news. The first American has been killed fighting in Ukraine, and he was a Marine, but he's a civilian now. Poor guy. An American citizen, Willy Joseph Cancel, was killed fighting alongside Ukrainian forces in Ukraine. The 22-year-old, oh my goodness, was working with a private military contracting company when he was killed on Monday. The company had sent him to Ukraine, and he was being paid while he was fighting there. His mother told CNN. Cancel, a former U.S. Marine, well, he must just be out. Couldn't have been out long, a 22-year-old kid. A former U.S. Marine, according to his mother, signed up to work for the private military contracting company on top of his full-time job as a corrections officer in Tennessee shortly before the war in Ukraine broke out at the end of February. They haven't told us the name of the company. Why do you think they haven't told us the name of the company? When the war began, the company, according to, this is the mother, Cabrera, was searching for contractors to fight in Ukraine, and he agreed to go. He wanted to go over because he believed in what Ukraine was fighting for, and he wanted to be part of it to contain it there so it didn't come here, and that maybe American soldiers wouldn't have to be involved in it. You know, what I'm curious about this, and this story, even though this is from CNN, and Wesley, $5 super chat, thank you very much. Everyone, please thank Wesley. Good morning, Brian. The people who bought the book also bought HB's artwork, all Hunter Biden's artwork. Yeah, exactly. But this story was on CNN. I haven't seen much coverage of it this week. I don't know if you guys have, other than the CNN story that I saw on Twitter the other day. This military contract, what I'm wondering is the Biden administration, have they privatized the war because they don't want U.S. troops over there? Is this private military company that has Americans fighting in Ukraine, has the United States gone mercenary? Is Biden using mercenaries so he can say that we're not fighting in the war when we are? Because, you know, these Ukrainian attacks on Russian targets have been very accurate. So, you know, they're obviously, you know, have American backing for some of their targets. He leaves behind a 7-month-old baby and a wife. Oh, my goodness. I hope they have a very good payout if you're with one of these companies and you lose your life. I hope they have like a huge payout. I don't know. But it doesn't say. I don't see the name of the company in this article. But, yeah, so, you know, can you imagine if a Republican president was using mercenaries to fight a war so they could say, we've stayed out, we're not in there, but using mercenaries that are being paid for, maybe indirectly, but still being paid for by the U.S. government through these bills they're passing to go to Ukraine, so they say. They're really passing their Build Back Better garbage through it. But that'd be a big story. And you know, it should be a big story. But the media, see, this is why, you know, us getting Twitter back is such a good thing. Now, there is a amazingly good news story out of Florida today. You know, we just have the greatest governor ever, Ron DeSantis. And this one, DeSantis vows Florida will allow people to carry firearms without permits. He says before he's done as governor. Let me see if they got a video of him here. No, there's no video on this. Because I saw Governor DeSantis talking about this. In Florida, we have concealed weapon, permits. I do not have one. The day that we had our appearance at AJ's Natural at the Festival Marketplace. I was going to go from there to take the concealed weapons permit course, and because of all the drama of us getting thrown out of our personal appearance and that bizarre thing that happened, I didn't take the course that day, and I haven't had a chance to do it. I've taken concealed weapons permit courses in the past, but I've never gotten it. And this will not only allow, and DeSantis was very clear yesterday. Let me see if I can find this video. Hold on, because he talked about it. There was a news story about it, and they are in a panic. I can't find this talk on it. Oh, well, that's okay. But what this will allow is not just carrying firearms without a concealed weapons permit, which I'm a strong supporter of. They call it constitutional carry. And what this will allow is what I've wanted for a long time is open carry. You know, a lot of people up north, concealed carry works out for them. But in Florida, it is hot. And that's why people say, why do you wear T-shirts all the time? Because I'm in Florida and it's hot. And I don't like to iron, too. That's another reason. But mainly because it's hot. And the Florida clothing is thin, you know. And for me, the way that I dress, because of the Florida heat, concealing a gun, I'd have to have like a little Derringer like Kenny Rogers in The Gambler. And that ain't going to do me much good, you know. But, you know, my Glock 48 or my 38 is a little bulky to wear with T-shirts and shorts. You understand what I mean? So if we have open carry, which he said we will have, I will definitely be carrying quite a bit and doing open carry. But I will recommend something. I know a lot. I may not have my permit, but I've been around guns my whole life. I've had a gun since I was 12 years old. My dad and grandfather gave me a .410 shotgun. And so I know a lot about guns. But when we have open carry, I will not get the shoulder holster. A lot of guys like shoulder holsters. Shoulder holsters are bad news. People get them because they look cool. And I know they look cool. But do you know what the problem is with a shoulder holster? You know, what is the, you know, because if you're using your gun in self-defense, your gun's your last resort, right? And hopefully you'll never have to use your weapon. But something's going to happen. And if you have a shoulder holster, you keep it over here, right? If you're right-handed, it's over here. I'm right-handed. If you get into a fight with someone, the guy that you're fighting with can just reach in, grab the gun, and guess what? Like if the guy in front of me has a shoulder holster, right? It's right here, right? You reach over, you grab his gun, he's got your gun, and it's pointed at you. Okay? And it's pointed at you. And a lot of people don't think about that. So I will not be getting a shoulder holster, and you should not either. Like I say, people get shoulder holsters because they think they look cool, and I agree they look cool, but they'll get you killed. It's a way to give your gun to the attacker. And remember, when they reach and grab it, right? When they reach and grab it like this, it's pointed at you. Okay? So that's their bad news. But I know, right? I know. See, you know a little bit. But Ron DeSantis is talking this could happen soon. And I think he's trying to push it through before the election. And that would be absolutely amazing. And they're already panicking about this. And they got some liberal sheriff up in Orlando where Disney is. And I saw some so-called gun experts. And they're saying, well, people will have guns without training. Have any of you been to a concealed weapons permit course? I've taken multiple concealed weapon permit courses, and they're useless. One of them the first one I took with Kathy, my wife, and we didn't even hold a real gun. They gave us a gun to load with plastic fake bullets. Can you believe this? You know, you have to take one shot, typically, they say, but you really don't. If you go to the gun shows, this is where I was going to go a couple weeks ago and I didn't. You go to the gun show and they'll give 200 people at the same time the concealed weapon permit course. There's no gun range. They don't do anything. It's really just a formality. So the gun control leftists are in a panic saying, oh, people aren't going to be properly trained and all this stuff. there's no training in the concealed weapon permit courses. In fact, you can even do them online right now. Baker says, shoulder holsters are to be used while wearing a coat. It's going to be unnecessary in Florida. No, you do not want to wear a shoulder holster. If you're carrying your weapon for self-defense, do not wear a I'm telling you. Remember, they pull it out, the bad guy, and it's pointed at you. Okay? And it's pointed at you. So no, Baker is wrong. Shoulder holsters are meant to, they look good on TV and in movies, and they've made them popular. So that's where all that comes from. Do not get wrapped up in any shoulder holder talk. Also, guys, don't forget, check out my podcast that I host with my wife, Kathy, the Brian Craig Show podcast. This is my Spotify page. My podcast is on all podcast platforms, including iHeartRadio and Spotify. Every podcast platform there is, my podcast is now available. I'm even on Audible. Any of you guys get books on Audible? The Brian Craig Show podcast is even on Audible. We are on everything. Just search for the Brian Craig Show podcast. And this is last night's show, which I thought was pretty good. Ron DeSantis takes on the ministry of disinformation. And this most recent episode is, it's the it's episode number 1,266. That's how many episodes we have of the Brian Craig Show podcast. Look at that. They go on and on and on and on and on. So, you got a lot of catching up to do if you're not listening. And that's right. This is on Spotify. But again, we are on all podcast platforms, including Spotify and iHeartRadio. Okay? So, I wanted to share this. This is becoming a very common theme. This story is in the Blaze, but this is becoming a common theme in Florida news because, Disney is a big part of Florida. Disney employees speak out. The woke mob has hijacked the company. Conservatives and Christians are no longer welcome. And this right here is a lot of people are out here protesting all the time. This is an entrance to Disney World property. But it's not the entrance that people use to go to the parks. This is a very fringe, out-of-the-way entrance that's on a main road that's very, very busy where you can walk up to the sign. The other places where you enter Disney property, there's no place you can park and walk up to the sign. So this is right down the street from a place called Disney Springs, a shopping district. But it's really amazing. These Disney employees are coming out against their company's policy at great risk. And jobs up in the Orlando area are scarce right now since the lockdowns and shutdowns. And for these people that work for Disney that come out and speak out against the woke policies of the company, you really got to give them a lot of credit because they're taking a lot of risk. Oh, thank you. Glory Dancer says the podcast is terrific. Thank you very much. This is in The Blaze I'm reading from. Glenn Beck's The Blaze. The Walt Disney Company's wholehearted embrace of the progressive sexual orientation and gender identity movement has rankled not only customers, investors, and Republican politicians in Florida, but now some of the entertainment company's employees, which are publicly voicing their displeasure. And I've told you, I wear my I've not been to Disney World in a few months, okay, since all this crap started. And I thought about going up and making a vlog at Disney World, showing you some of the things that are not woke there. And there are some not woke things that they haven't destroyed yet that they're working on. But I haven't been up. But when I go to Disney and I wear my MAGA hat or I wear a Trump shirt, I get nothing but compliments from the Disney workers at the parks. They love it. They all tell me, I mostly wear my MAGA hat because it's hot and sunny in Florida. So, I want to keep the sun off my head. And they'll tell me all the time, love your hat, nice hat, great hat, like your hat, And these are the cast members in costume working at the park. So, Florida is a red state. So it makes sense that the people that work there are MAGA. Speaking with Fox News reporter Raymond Arroyo this week, a handful of Disney employees called out the family entertainment company over its woke activism. You can clearly see the magic is gone, one employee said. Yeah. I am deeply saddened by what Disney has chosen to take their stand on politically. and just with their money in general, she continued, noting that she has experienced such drastic change between the time she started working for the company and now. Another employee said Disney has made it very clear that conservative Christian voices have no place visiting their parks or working at their parks. She recalled that over the last year, the company has been heavy in its internal communications regarding things to say and things not to say to visitors in order to avoid hurting people's feelings. Things that cast members were asked not to say include words such as he, she, ladies, and gentlemen. Also, they don't say boys and girls. Can't say boys and girls either. Yeah, I know, it's absolutely insane. Another employee said he felt estranged by the company over its political stances, which in the short term included its public opposition to Florida's parental rights and education bill. That's that don't say gay thing that I was talking about. At one point, I believe the company has been hijacked by the liberal left, says another employee who's running for Congress. Yeah, he's all over TV. And, you know, we're going to win this in the end. We're going to win this in the end. You know, I just saw yesterday Michael Eisner, who used to be the president CEO of Disney. He's been retired for 20 years or something, but he's still on the board of directors. And he just sold his home in California, and it was the largest private home sale in the history of California. And he still sits on the board, and he's got a lot of money in the Disney stock. At some point, the grown-ups on the board of directors are going to clamp down on this wokeism. And it's just the way it is. And I was watching the local news here in Florida did a story, because there's a lot of reporting in Florida. You know, Disney, with that municipal city status that they have, that Ron DeSantis signed away last week, they have a fire department, which is a pretty large fire department with paramedics and everything else, very professional, Reedy Creek Fire Department. And they're in a panic about where their futures are. A lot of them got a lot of years in, don't have their pensions in yet. And they went and met with the fake Disney City Council. And the city and their fake city council said, you know, that's it. It's over. We got a year and that's it. You know, so they're not really fighting it too hard. So at some point, the board of directors, the grown-ups who have tens of millions of dollars in stock, are going to stand up against these wokers just out of their own financial survival. And, you know, this protest here in front of the Disney gate is becoming a regular occurrence. And they don't like this. You know, right in walking distance from this is not the main entrance of Disney, but walking distance from this sign are some of their major hotels, their major shopping districts, and for them to have a nonstop, this is a public sidewalk though. This is not Disney property. Disney property starts here. And they have what has become a pretty permanent protest right here at this gate, walking distance from their shopping district and from their hotels. And it's in the news constantly in Florida. They do not like it. So these protesters are really doing the Lord's work here. They're really doing a lot of good work. And yeah, I'm sure Disney, because we're getting into hurricane rainy season, they're hoping the rains will keep them out. But we're going to win that. And they're not going to be able to beat Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis just he doesn't bend. And the thing with Disney and Ron DeSantis is he doesn't want anything from Disney. They have nothing to offer him, right? All he wants to do is put them in their place and stop this out-of-control wokeism that's going on in this country from corporations. And it's about to be defeated. So, yeah. Well, listen, guys, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone else, if you're already subscribed, please like the video. And thanks for watching. I'm going to sign off, but I will be back tomorrow. And, of course, tomorrow night's the big Trump rally in Nebraska. We won't want to miss that. I'll be talking about that on Monday morning on the radio. So, everyone, again, thanks for watching. Don't forget, go to mypillow.com. Use my promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Take advantage of the buy one, get one